So 1 week ago, a deadly shooting at a football game between Choctaw and Del City High School. And in response, the head of Mid-Del Public Schools calling for a standard security procedure at sporting events statewide. In studio this morning, we have Superintendent Dr. Rick Cobb. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me and giving me a chance to talk about this.
Of course. I know it's been a difficult week for the district, especially the high school out there. I want to check in and see how you all are doing.
Well, it's been rough. I mean, it's been a terrible week. You know, we lost a student at Midwest City High School. That's the worst of all of this. But our Del City High School students were obviously traumatized because of what happened at the game, and you know, and it took them hours and hours to get back to Del City. I mean, I think our band didn't arrive back at Del City High School until 1:30 in the morning, and I was there to meet them, and just the looks on their faces, their parents' faces. You know, it's been terrible, and I've been in both schools multiple times, and I've been around the district all week, and everybody's feeling a gut punch to some extent.
And I'm sure you've heard from students, you've heard from teachers, families. I mean, how are they all responding to this? It takes a toll on mental health, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's mentally exhausted. I can only speak with accuracy for me, what this week's been like, and, you know, it's been brain running 100 miles an hour, and trying to process everything that went on. And then by the middle of the week, my brain had slowed down to where I could catch up with it. But my body was exhausted. And talking to principals, teachers around the district, I think there's a lot of people who feel that exact same way, that it's just, all right, here we are, and can we get to the weekend? And you know, last night was a big part of that.
Yeah, and Del City, they had their first football game against Booker T. Washington. Talk about how security went last night.
Well, it was great. We implemented new security procedures for football games before the season started. So what we had in place last night, we had a weapons detection system. We bought those in the spring and spent the summer working on the logistics for implementation. And we rolled it out last week at Carl Albert High School. We'll have that in place tonight at Midwest City High School when Carl Albert plays there. And so, you know, we think that that's a good step forward for us. We also improved our policies around clear bags. We've had policies in place for a long time requiring students to show IDs. We don't let students in if they're not from one of the participating teams. We don't let them cross over at halftime. We have a no reentry policy, which I think did surprise a few people last week when we enforced that at Carl Albert, but it won't be a surprise this week.
Yeah, what can people expect at these games moving forward, you know?
I think what they're going to expect is, what they're going to see is that when we enforce our policies, we're doing everything that we know to be best practice to keep our games safe. We go to Thunder games, OSU and OU football games, we go to concerts, and I don't know that our procedures are that different from a lot of the procedures that you would see in place at sporting events or music events. And so, you know, anywhere you have a big crowd, you have a higher obligation to keep people safe.
And I do want to talk about that letter that you sent to OSSAA. This is something that you had mentioned, just talking about the security at Thunder and college games. But in this letter, you're calling for a statewide standard procedure for sporting events. Can you talk to me about how you're hoping to see the state step in and help here?
Sure. And I want to be clear, I'm not asking for the OSSAA to mandate our procedures for everybody. That doesn't work. I was a principal in Medford 20 years ago. We had a 4-foot fence, chain link fence up around the stadium. And so I don't know that a metal detector there is really going to be really what you would find helpful, you know. And so I think that every school is going to have certain just things about the way the stadium is built that are different, and certain things that but you can still have in common. Everybody can have a no reentry policy, and it costs nothing. Everybody can have a policy where students wear their IDs on lanyards, and that's mandatory, and that costs nothing. Every school can have a policy requiring elementary and middle school students to be accompanied by a parent, and that costs nothing. So, you know, there are just certain things that we can agree, this is the baseline, and I think that the OSSAA can help us with guidance on that. They already mandate that we have administrators at games. That's a safety and security measure. That's a crowd control measure. And so they can help us with more guidance as well.
And you talked about a part of that letter is you say things have changed, people have changed, society has even changed. After this week, how has your thoughts and opinions shifted on security at those games, and also how security impacts these school communities, the kids that come out to see the games, the fans as well?
I think that it makes everybody look at their policies. We spent last spring looking at what other districts had in place and honing our own policies. I don't want to try to say that Middale has solved this for everybody. We got better by looking at what other districts are doing. And this week, other districts have been looking to us to see what we have in place. And so as we go through the process of these new procedures during this football season, and not just football, but basketball as well, and then spreading it out to other sports, we're starting with our most high volume events, obviously. But then figuring out where we can be better from week to week and season to season. And part of it is extra security at games. We have always had a certain number of officers on duty or off-duty officers that we pay an hourly rate to work our home games, but taking more officers on the road with us, assigning duties to administrators on the road. I feel confident in the procedures that we have in place for our home games. And tonight, when Midwest City and Carl Albert play, we're going to have a big crowd. It's an in-district game. It's a rivalry game. It's two great teams. And we know that it's going to be a big crowd, but we also know that we have procedures in place and that we're going to have staffing in place to keep people safe.
Yeah, and I know my last question, it is what's your top priority for the district? But I want to kind of lean into you. I mean, what message do you want to send to people ahead of this game tonight and after this week that, of course, been difficult for the district and the high school there?
Well, our top priority in the district is always safety and security. Before you get into educating kids, you have to take care of that. We have a bond election coming up in October, and it is central to every major project in that bond, safety and security, making our classrooms more connected, making our school perimeters more secure. At events, we're going to keep investing in these kinds of systems and in the kind of security that you need to have in place to keep people safe. And it is a very large investment. This is not small, but you can't really put a price on that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Kopp, for coming on and talking about this really important topic here. I know it's been a really difficult time for the district right now. You are in our thoughts and prayers here, and I know that Oklahomans, they are standing with you right now.
I appreciate it. Thank you.